All right, so now we're going on to our fourth section of ratios, and this one's a quick video too. It's the cash flow ratios, and what I want you guys to know about this is it's a very simple section. Now, there's four different cash flows under here. There's three that are cash flows and one that says free cash. One thing I want to point out to you with the first three ratios here, the numerators are all exactly the same. Okay, it's net cash flows from operating activities for the top three that you see on that list. Now, what I want you to realize is net cash flows from operating activities is something that we're going to be learning in chapter 14. But for doing your ratios, it's a very easy number to find. It's given to you in the additional information. So if you go down to the very bottom of your Excel spreadsheet, you will see additional information for Grande. And the top line there says net cash flows from operating activities. So to find that number, it's very easy to come across that. All right. So for the first one, it says cash flow yield. So you're going to take that net cash flows from operating activities and you're going to divide by net income. And again, net income is a number you've used before, and you just go to your income statement to find that. Okay. So that's a pretty easy one to go about doing. The next thing, and I'm going to go pretty quickly through these so you can just stop your video, do the equation or do the ratio, and then come back to me. The next one is cash flow from sales. Okay. So again, net cash flows from operating activities is your numerator. And here you're going to divide by net revenues. Okay. Now net revenues, what they mean by net revenues is not your total sales. In this case, it is your net sales, but net sales is you have your sales minus sales returns and allowances, and then you get to your net sales. Here we skip that step. So you're just going to use your net sales total. So if you're doing the 2014 ratios, that number would be the 800,400. So all you do is you take your net cash flows from operating activities and divide by your net revenues. The last one that you see there, and again, pause the videos, follow along. I can't say this enough. Pause the videos and follow along. Like I said, I broke them up so that they're quick and easy for you. Cash flows from assets. Here you've got the same numerator as the last two, and then now you're dividing by average total assets. Now, again, we've spoke about how to find the average of things. And the ratio I want to point you back to is if you take a look at your turnover, your asset turnover, and your return on assets, you used average total assets as your denominator up there. So just take the number and bring it down here and do your division. Okay? Not a difficult task. Just bring it down. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. The last one under the cash flow adequacy ratios, or what I just call cash flow ratios, is your free cash flow. This is the only ratio out of them all that you don't have to do any division. Okay? You are simply going to take those three items that you see listed there. Net cash flows minus dividends minus net capital expenditures. Now, one key point I want to point out to you with this. You can have a negative number here. Okay? It is possible to have a negative number. So if you go ahead and start your calculation and you come up with a negative number, do not be afraid. Okay? You can and sometimes will get a negative number here. So make sure that if it is a negative number that you come up with, that you either put it in parentheses or you put a minus sign in front of it so that I can verify that you realize that it's a negative number. The only thing that you're doing here is subtraction. Okay? So those are the four cash flow ratios that are listed here that you should get yourself acquainted with. Again, not only for my class, but for Sturdivant's class. So with that being said, I'm going to stop this video and get your last one up for you.